Howdy ho and welcome to Review Section. Today I'm gonna talk a little bit about a TV series known as Big Little Lies, which actually aired in 2017 already, so I'm kind of a year late with this one, but fear not, the second season won't be out until 2019, so we are not late in that sense, or if we are, it doesn't really matter because the new season won't be out for any time soon. Now, Big Little Lies might be a TV series which feels like, based on the cover image, the actual lineup and whatnot, kind of like a boring little drama series. That's what I kind of thought, even though I had already read some positive things about this series and paid a little attention to its very nice lineup. Reese Witherspoon, Nicole Kidman, Alexander Skarsgård, Laura Dern, and then some. Well, the lineup is pretty damn impressive, and there's a reason for that. Well, at least part of the reason being the lineup is so good that the TV series itself is actually really good. Now, this is some HBO quality, which was one of the reasons I wanted to give this TV series a chance, because HBO has done many successful hits, and I'm just talking here about quality wise. I'm not talking about figures and numbers because, well, sometimes they do add up and sometimes they don't. Now, Little Big Lies. How should I start to describe it without actually spoiling it? It basically tells story of three women, all being, with kids and stuff. And there are others as well, but the three characters here are the kind of a main focus here. Now, they all have different backgrounds, obviously, but they are about the same age, roughly, anyhow. And they are residing in the city of Monterey, Northern California, if I'm not mistaken, the state. Don't shoot me for it. It's a nice little kind of a ocean town with really nice atmosphere. Once visited it, so I can say that myself. Anyhow, these ladies are basically living a very normal life. They are kids, they are husbands, at least for most of them, and their kids are attending first grade of school. Very basic setting, nothing indicates anything shabby going on, there is no great mystery and all that stuff, but it seems like a just nice little drama series. Except that quickly it becomes clear to the viewer that there are flashbacks. Most of the events in the series are sort of flashbacks, and these are told in the viewer in the sense that actually these moments, these little clips basically, give an idea what has actually already happened, and the rest of the time is just spending this in kind of like this historical flashback thing. Now, the time span is not very huge. It's actually quite easy to understand given the 7 about hour-long episodes, but it's going really nicely. Story-wise, everything becomes going on and on quite easily. You get the idea who the characters are, what their personality are like, a little bit about their history, their family, and all that stuff. So it seems like a nice drama thing, but then you start to figure, so where's the catch? Now the catch is this, and this is not a spoiler. Some crime, some hideous crime in a way, has already happened. But this is not a crime mystery series. This is a series about people. So actual people drama. I could describe this as well as saying like, it's pretty much like Mad Men, except it isn't. But the point is here. There doesn't have to be a super interesting plot to make a TV series interesting as such. Because the thing is, sometimes it's the details where the devil is living, like the saying goes, the devil is in the details. And those little details become this big whole thing, this interesting package of sorts, which then again, create this storyline and becomes interesting stuff to follow. Now everything is pretty, weekly mundane stuff. It's like workday stuff. You get kids to school and there's some romance, there's some problem with some other romance and so forth. But when things actually start piling up, it becomes clear that these so-called normal people actually they all have different kind of lies, hence the name. And that is when things start to get interesting. It's really easy to understand these kind of people because they feel so natural, they feel real. They are not some creative characters which feel superficial or anything like that. But on the contrary, they might be your best friends or best friends, I don't know, wives, or maybe your co-workers, etc., etc. And that is where actually this lineup starts to shine. Every, actor or actress here, they are doing wonderful job. They clearly have lots of character in them, and the kind of a balance, or should I say imbalance, the lack of balance there is, creating these crazy, interesting dynamics. So meanwhile, everything might feel just, normal life and normal people having these, little lies here and there. But that is the whole point here. Everything is suddenly so much more interesting once you start figuring out it's like a, domino pieces. Once the first part starts to, fall, the whole thing will start to crumble. And when people start to figure out these lies, things get way more interesting because, like I said, there's always the next step. And in the end, there is an interesting twist, or actually a bigger twist and a secondary twist. And that kind of paves the way for the second season, which we are lucky to have in 2019. Now, given the length of this first season, it's about 50 to 60 minutes per episode and 7 episodes in total. The pacing is really, really nice. There are no dead moments as such. Everything goes nicely. Some people, my friends at least, some of my friends claim that they actually wanted to binge watch it because it was so addictive. And I kind of understand. It's not my type to watch TV series. I like to pace them like a episode per day or something in that direction because I have the games to play and other activities. But I kind of understand because the addiction curve in the series is real. You kind of want to know what lies behind the next corner, even though they are just living their average normal life without no big problems, unless they start to become one. So, what can I say? Really positive surprise all in all. Great actor or actress work, and the Monterey's the environment is very cinematic. It's a very peaceful and soothing, but it's totally different versus these typical, say, big city-based TV series or productions, such as the ones in New York City, Chicago, Los Angeles, and whatnot. This being a kind of like a laid-back seaside town is something different, and it becomes more credible in the same sense as like Twin Peaks. Little cities have more people kind of around each other, so rumors and lies and whatnot start to spread also more easily. You might not know the people who is your neighbor's best friend or your best friend's neighbor, but in small cities and towns like that, these kind of rumors and whatnot start to spread so soon, and that also creates this nice layer of kind of a gossip thing. But make no mistake, this is not some easygoing drama comedy when people are laughing and funny things happen. It's actually really, really serious, and some of those problems are something that you kind of wish that nobody in your group of acquaintance or family or friends would never have to suffer. They are real issues, something that you cannot just bypass it. They are like first world problems, because they are not. They are serious things, and some are more serious than others, but there are lots of serious topics which make this series way more interesting and also more serious than some other series in the field of this kind of a everyday mundane life. So what can I say? Give Big Little Lies a chance. The good lineup does a great hell of a deal there, but it's also the storyline, the dialogue, and real people that makes it feel so tempting, so addictive. 7 episodes on HBO or wherever you might be living. Check it out, give it a chance, and I can pretty much guarantee you won't be disappointed. That's my take on the series. Do it what you will. See ya, and bye bye.